Okay, sorry about that. So on the turn, the 6 pairs, well, the third 6 comes, and I believe the turn was checked around. I'm just going to restart to make sure. Okay, so we're 3-way on the flop in a squeezed pot. Makes it 300 something in the straddle. Gets 2 quarters, 315, 65 on the flop, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 2 clubs. Third, call. So still 3-way on the turn. That brings another 6. Now let's see what happened. I think it was checked around, right? Yeah, and the reverse of 4. So straight comes in. Question is, would a straight be good here? Likely not. Then again, a lot of full houses would have bet on turn. Now the initial raiser that called the squeeze goes for bet on the river. The 2 checks. And gets called by 5-4. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's a little similar to the concept where I wouldn't usually bluff with the busted flush draws because you want your opponent to have them. But it is similar. It is a different spot here because first of all, the 3-way and the squeezer does have a lot of ace king, ace queen kind of hands. Makes perfect sense. So you might be able to fold that one out, but yeah, then you still have the small blind that could have even 7s, 8s, maybe 9s. Did not 3-bet, don't 3-bet pre-flop, and then could also check river to induce a bluff. So yeah, I think I wouldn't have gone for the bluff here with half pot. I mean, you don't even get the 5x to fold. Definitely not getting 7s, 8s, 9s to fold ever. Might get some other hero calls. Maybe not even like 4-3 suited folds here, you know. So yeah, I think I would have checked the ace jack. Ace queen, obviously standard play. If you don't want to bluff yourself, you're just gonna check fold here. And the 5-4, I like to call as well. So yeah, reasonable plays for sure. We get a 10, 20, 40 game with a post from the cutoff. Something new in the game. Checks the option and the button raises to 5 straddles. Now the big blind 3-bets, pretty small, once again, less than 3x, out of position. I would go large. Gets a 4-bet to 1900. Good sizing, I think. This one's actually large. End of that. 9-3 deuce, 2 hearts, and only has like 1.2x pot behind. And now the button goes for a very large bet, basically committing the entire stack. More than half the stack. Putting him in a very tough spot. Just decides to call. Now he has 2200 back and the pot is already 9600. Ace on the turn. And we're likely going to see it all in front of the button, as expected. Putting the rest in. And we see a fold. Yeah. I do not understand what's the big blind does here. That's a very bad play in my opinion. Very bad play. There's just not enough money behind to fold here ever. Yeah, if you don't want to shove pre-flop, I would probably get it pre-flop. But it's, I guess it's fine potentially to call here if you want to keep some bluffs in. If it's a crazy player that has the king 3 suited here, I guess it's fine. But then on the flop, you don't have another option besides going all in. There's just no room to do anything else. And then if you actually get a scare card on the turn, it is crazy that the king 3 somehow wins the hand here and gets the best hand to fold. Really shouldn't happen. Just a very big misplay by jacks. King 3, okay. I mean, you can throw in the 4-bet, I guess. You can bet call flop. On the turn, I would have shoved also, obviously. But jacks just should never fold, in my opinion. Alright. Let's do one more. Larger game again. 50, 100, 200. Only 5-handed. Button opens 3 straddles. They're all, besides the small blind, very deep stacked. Slightly under 4x 3-bet from the small blind. Yeah, I would go larger here, but seems fine. Jack 7-7, 2 hearts. Check from 3-better. These spots are very tough to play. Half pot from Sunny Flow. And a check raise. Basically wrapping an overpair here. Or some random 7x. Might decide, well, to even do that with flush draws here. But Sunny Flow is not having it and puts in another raise. See a call and a very blank turn. Very curious what's gonna happen now. Check, check on the turn. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna see at least one flush draw here. I'm not sure who has it. Maybe not. Maybe there's a lot of potential hands. Going for the overbet shove, gets a fold, and I'm very curious to see what the hands were here. 9-10 of spades and a busted flush draw, king high. Alright. So yeah, Sunny Flow putting a large raise here against the check raise on the flop. It's very interesting. So basically, I would assume if the small blind, or the big blind shoves here, Sunny Flow is calling. But that's very, very dicey because so many big blinds here, and you can definitely have ace-side flush draws here again, against which you're performing so bad with the king high flush draw. So yeah, I would just call flop. The bet is fine. I like the bet, and I would call the check raise. I would not re-raise again because yeah, getting it in there seems kind of bad, very bad to me. Sure, I mean maybe some puns, smaller flush draws, but I don't think so. And then you're even blocking the 8-9 of hearts, which would be one of the semi-bluffs. So yeah, I wouldn't re-raise again, but as played, I would probably bet the turn, because if you want to have more fold equity, you gotta bury more here. And I would not re-raise the flop and then check the turn. Doesn't make too much sense to me. And now for the 10-9 of spades, I think it's a pretty great play. Yeah, I completely like how they played it. I like 3-bet pre-flop, check raise flop, also nice. And when the turn gets check, you gotta go for it. I think the only sizing here is actually really all in. You don't. I mean, okay, maybe you can go smaller to just fold out flush draws, but the only straight draw is the one you're having, because 8-9. I mean, you're actually beating. So yeah, I would also shove the river to 10-9 of spades, and I really like it. And yeah, king I has to fold. Yeah, it is a bad hand, but you cannot just go against the 10-9 and 8-9 bluffs. That would be too spewing. Well played by the 10-9. Okay. Yeah, I think it is time to start the game now. We did a bunch of hand histories, some very, very interesting hands, some crazy bluffs. I mean, all of them were actually crazy hands and bluffs at some point. I yeah, really enjoyed those. Let's see. Just gonna check if I should do more hands or if the game's starting. Need some caffeine. Okay, I'm gonna do some more hand histories. Let's see where we. So the last one. 10-20-40 game. First position. Call and the button calls, and now the big blind decides to raise 6.5x. Third. And limp raise. Call from the raiser. It's 1/3 basically on the flop. And a call. 2 flush draws now, a bunch of straight draws. Jack, 4 deuce, 5, 2 spades, 2 diamonds. Check and a half pot bet. And a very, very small check raise. Basically saying he has a straight or a set here. Call by the limp raiser preflop and super interesting river. 3 of clubs. So now any ace has a straight, any 6 has a straight, 6-7 gets there. And it turns out the big blind had none of that. Just king high, actually having 1 spade and 1 diamond to block both flush draws, which you really don't want to have here. The check raise on the turn is crazy. Absolutely no potential. Could be drawing that here. Actually not that unlikely that he's trying that. So yeah, just a crazy play. Going for the bluff here with absolutely no equity. On the river, even the A-side flush draws have a straight now. So you don't even fold out the A-side flush draws that the limp raiser could have, potentially. Ace is obviously call with the straight. So yeah, basically you're bluffing against queens and kings, I guess, which you're both blocking. My point is I would have not chosen that hand. It is a crazy, crazy bluff, and it worked. But I don't think it's a great play in the long run. I don't think you're making money here by doing it. But it gets you respect for sure. You can come in the hand history reviews and look really like a sick player. So that's something. I'm always a fan of these kind of bluffs. I know it's very cool. I know the feeling of wanting to bluff with something that you shouldn't. It's just so much fun when it goes through. But if you want to make money, if you want to make the right decisions, I would not recommend. Okay, so this is a smaller game now. 1, 2, 4. Limp from under the gun 1. 4x raise. And let's see what the other players do. Everyone folds the limp up. Limp calling 4x, ace, jack, deuce, rainbow. Good block for the razor. Goes for the same bet. Check call. Deuce pairs on a turn. Tiny bet, smaller than the first two bets from the razor, and a check raise. Large check raise or large raise. Just because of that. From the limp caller. Tough to recommend against here. Deuce X, which Deuce X you really want to have. You have some reduced suited maybe. Well, okay, 5 deuce offsuit is in there. Aces make perfect sense. Can definitely check flop, can check turn. But yeah, he's going for tiny sizes, which is also fine. But obviously just got very lucky. I mean, okay, again, 5 deuce here is not a play you should make. Then on turn you actually get kind of unlucky to hit a deuce to make trips against the full house. But yeah, the mistake is pre-flop. Even on the flop, yeah, you shouldn't play 5 deuce offsuit like that. The ace is played as well. I like it, and yeah, obviously in the end you got a cooler with 5 deuce, so there's nothing you can do if you get there, but you shouldn't. Well played by the aces. Okay, let's do one more. 25-50-100 game, 2.3x from Leon. Yeah, 3-bet from the button. Sizings seem fine. Could even go a bit larger, but no, it's fine. 169. And 7. And a half pot C-bet. check call, and 4 of diamonds on the turn, bringing flush draws. 5, 6 makes a straight draw now. So check. Now space on the river. Let's see what I decide to do. Okay. Pot size bet. And basically a check raise all in, leaving a very small amount of chips behind, just to make an even number. Gets the call, and yeah, what? So the open raiser that called the 3-bet has 10-7 off. It's a very good promotion for the games, by the way. You shouldn't. There's crazy players in there. You shouldn't have 10-7 off here to open raise with. Usually, it's not a good play, and then definitely not to call a 3-bet with either. The 8-6 of diamonds is actually fine 3-bet. I mean, if you know your opponent's open raising that light, you can throw in some 3-bets. I kind of like it. Then yeah, flop is fine. Turn, I could see a barrel with the 8-6 of diamonds. I think I would have liked that, but obviously completely fine. See a river, and then the river is just cooler. Nothing you can do. You have to bet call the 8-6, and you have to check raise the 10-7. I like it. I like check raising a lot more than betting here in the shoes of Leon. Yeah, the river is just the worst card for the button. Basically, one of the worst cards. Obviously, a flush would have been bad too. 5 would have been bad, but same result. Nothing you can do at that point. And well played by Leon. Besides pre-flop. It is nice to flop the nuts, but yeah, pre-flop is a mistake. All right, where were we? More hands. Okay, so this looks like a USD game. I didn't notice the logo before. 10 cents, 20 cents, 40 cents. You see 2 limpers and a raise and a cutoff, and 2 calls. Not enough starts to fold. Check 6-3, 2 hearts, gets checked around. Okay, bet, large raise, check turn, other re-raise, and all in. This is an insane amount of big blinds here, by the way. So it's 356 bucks, and straddle is only 40 cents. So yeah, a huge shove. Ripping jack here. Let's see what I had. Oh wow. Yeah, I wouldn't have done that. I would have called the last raise with the 6s. There's not much you have to protect against. In case your opponent is bluffing, you want to keep them in. And you can see here they're actually folding a jack, which is also crazy, which I also wouldn't have done. I mean, even for the amount of big blinds. But yeah, I don't like to play with 6s here. The raise is good, but then just call the last re-raise and let them either bluff, or if they have a jack, they're gonna probably bet again. And if they pair their kicker, I mean, that's just cooler. There's nothing much you have to worry about. There's a small chance he has a flush draw and you have him completely drawing that. So you want to keep those in. But yeah, besides that, preflop is fine. Let me just double check. And it's a crazy good fold. Jack-10 off. I mean, there's nothing else to say. He lost a very small amount in the end. Kind of raised to see where he's at and made a fold, big fold. So yeah, props to him. Well done. Okay. So I think that was the last hand history. Yeah. So yeah, we went through all the hands, some very, very interesting ones. Different limits, some high stakes, some mid stakes, and some low stakes in the end. But yeah, as you can see, it gets really big even in the smaller games. The 40-cent straddle still got in $95 and folded to a shove. So that's pretty crazy. Okay, just gonna be back in 1 minute and then we can start the game. Very excited. Okay. Some fun hand histories, and now I'm excited to play some more fun hands in real time.